On this episode of Do the Science, we're at a Bakersfield favorite, Smith's Bakeries. With me today, I've got Mackenzie from Independence High School. And Mackenzie, when I mention Smith's Bakeries, what comes to mind?
Cookies and cakes and pies.
All tasty items right there. But today, we're going to take a closer look at the baking of bread on this episode of The Sweeter Side of Science on today's Do the Science. Well, today we're at a Bakersfield favorite. Quite literally, Smith's Bakeries has been a favorite in Bakersfield for years. Cookies, cakes, donuts, love them all. However, today we're going to learn a little bit behind the science of baking bread. With me today, we've got Mackenzie from Independence High School and Jim Balmain with Smith's Bakeries. Jim, how long have you guys been in business?
We started in Bakersfield in 1945.
1945.
Yes.
And you guys have been going strong ever since then?
Yes.
A lot of activity going on back here.
Yes, we have about, in any given time, about 20 people working in the back.
So when you start making the bread, how do you start it?
We first start, as you can see Tino is doing, he's starting to scale the ingredients.
Okay.
And then after the ingredients are scaled, then he will throw it in the mixer and mix the product. And what you have to do is you develop, not only mix the ingredients together, but you develop the protein in the bread dough so that the yeast and the sugar react to create gas. And the gas is what causes the bread to rise. And if you don't have the protein developed, then that's not going to hold a little wall which will hold the gas in. So that's why you have to, what they call, develop the protein. Now you've got flour, basically, go ahead. Flour, water, sugar, a little bit of sugar, a little bit of powdered milk, a tiny bit of salt. Salt stabilizes the yeast. So all the ingredients are in the amounts that they're there for a reason.
Okay.
That's basically that's the science of it.
And how long of a process is the mixing now?
8 minutes.
And during the mixing, it's just mixing everything together, but what else is happening during this process?
Well, what is happening is the dough, you're mixing everything together, which will create the chemistry a little later on, but right now you'll be developing the protein in the flour so that it's got a strong enough consistency to hold the gases that the yeast and sugar make. So from this point in, they're going to let it sit on the floor, and then after a period of time, then they take it up front and they'll start making it up. So we're ready to go up front here.
Okay. All right, so Jim, we've seen everything get mixed together.
Yes.
The bread has set for about 15 minutes or so. Now we see Inez's.
Yeah, and then after it sits for about 15 minutes, they'll come and bring it to the bench, and then they'll make it up, and then they'll let it sit about another 30 minutes or so.
All right, so she's portioning it off, and then what are they doing to?
What they're doing is they're getting the gas out of it, and then they're going to roll it up and put it in the bread pans, because you want to get the gas out of it so that when it goes in the proof box, you'll get a fresh batch of gas coming in as the yeast works.
of the oven.
Uh-huh.
And how long does it need to set?
It's going to sit there probably about 30 to 45 minutes until it's absolutely thoroughly cooled.
Okay.
And then when it's thoroughly cooled, then it will be sliced and bagged up.
And why can't we slice it right now?
Well, you could slice it right now, but number one, you'd burn yourself because it's 350 degrees. And the second thing would be, it would start to fall apart.
Okay, and then you talked about bagging it after it's totally cooled. And why can't we bag it right now?
Because if you bag it while it's hot, the moisture and the steam is going to stay in there, and it will actually, if you seal it, it's going to mold probably within a day. Because the moisture, a certain amount of moisture has to go out of the loaf before you can slice it. And that comes through the cooling process. You get to do the honors.
Wait.
Well, here, you put your hand on there so you don't burn yourself, and then,
Oh, I'm cutting it.
yep, you're going to cut it.
Okay.
Here, give me your paper so you know.
Oh, I'm like terrified right now. It's like here, like, does it matter? Like, where-
Well, ask Jen.
It makes no difference.
I'm so scared.
Just saw it. Yeah. And then
See the steam and
you can put your nose in there and smell it.
It smells really good.
that's going to be a pretty thick sandwich if you're going to slice them that thick right there.
Makes good French toast.
Oh, indeed, I'm sure it would. Well, you know what? We've gone through the process. We started off with all of the ingredients, talked a little bit about the science behind what's going on with the ingredients, how they react with each other. They had it all kneaded, getting all of the gases out of it, put it in the pans, proofed the bread, got it into the oven, and the fresh baked product out of the oven right there. Mackenzie with a healthy slice taken off right there.
So she's eating this slice.
Oh, this is for us, and that's hers over there. Well, you know what, Jim Balmain, we certainly do appreciate it.
Thank you for coming.
Smith's Bakery, once again, a well-known and well-liked favorite in Bakersfield, and this one part of taking a look at the sweeter side of science.
We'll keep the mix here for a certain period of time. Could be, depending on the application, could be as short as 2 hours up to 6 hours or overnight even.